Well, hello there, brothers and sisters of the WoT Blitz universe. You're watching WoT Blitz Addict again. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna talk about the STA-1. I'm showing you STA-1 with the Rin camo. It's that beauty over here, but she only appears in the garage, so don't expect it to be whole time there in the battle. So the camo itself looks quite interesting, even though the extras are only in the garage, but still this tank, if you want to spend some gold on the camo, this camo, it's quite interesting. I'm not really going to spend much time in the garage. I will show you the armor profile, which it doesn't have to be honest, but can get some troll bounces from time to time. And we're gonna go from the consumables first, provisions, and then we're gonna go to the armor profile and straight to the battles, because there are a few battles I want to show you in this tank and talk about the playstyle of this tank and the tank itself. Okay, so as it comes for consumables, I'm using my standard consumables on this tank, which are multi-purpose restoration pack, repair kit, and adrenaline. If you prefer a bit more mobility, you can use engine power boost instead of repair kit or instead of adrenaline, but I would really advise you to get those two, because this tank is totally paper and it receives quite a lot of damage. As for provisions, I'm using onigiri, as you can see, white rice and improved fuel, so to boost all the stats of the tank as much as possible. For ammunition, I'm using 33 rounds of AP, 11 of heat, and 6 of HE. HE isn't great, but it can be useful from time to time at the AMXs, bat chats, backs, and other light tanks that you will face, like the SP1C, or many light tanks and the backs of the American tanks. Also, it can pan from time to time. It depends really on the tank you fighting against. As it comes for equipment, I'm using gun rammer. I'm using supercharge because the shell velocity on this tank isn't really great, and I'm using refined gun because you can see it's not really epic without it. It's like over 0.3, so above 0.3 dispersion, so I prefer this set because it's more of a sniper tank than a frontline second line tank. Believe me, this tank can be used on second line, but the only armor you have is your own hit point pool, so don't be too aggressive in it. Improved modules, of course, improved assembly, because there's no armor, so why to boost zero armor on this tank. Improved optics, of course, and improved control to get this traverse speed as good as possible. You can also use engine accelerator. It will boost your power to weight ratio, so it will boost your engine power a bit, and the whole traverse speed still is gonna be boosted. But this tank, maybe I would advise you to use engine accelerator, because the tank is quite sluggish for a medium tank with no armor, so that's gonna be quite interesting to use. And now let's go to check the armor, and we go straight to the battles. Okay, so here we are in the armor inspector. As you can see, we're shooting STA with the STA, and the armor is really where is it? Right, yeah, a bit here. That's mainly all you have. Really, this tank for a medium tank with such low mobility is not armored in no shape or form. I will show you something. I will take the, let's say, tier 3 TD German Marder 2, and look what's going on. The only thing you can bounce off the tier 3 is your gun mantlet, which is quite funny, to be honest. It's a tier 8 tank, and you can be easily penetrated by the tier 3. Well, you can just see how great the Japanese technology was at that time. Yeah, let's go to the battles, and we're gonna talk about the tank. Okay, so when I started grinding this tank, it was stuck because there's no way you're gonna just go around and get any other models because you have just one line, so you have to 3x them, and I will really advise you to do so because this tank really sucks when it's stuck. Most tanks are like that, but this particular tank is dramatic. It has zero mobility, zero penetration on the gun. It doesn't have armor, it doesn't have nothing. To be honest, the only thing this tank has is 10 degrees of gun depression, and that's what you need to use to be efficient in the tank. As you can see, we are standing in the second line on the back, trying to hide as much as we can and get some shots in. And preserve our hit points, because otherwise you will evaporate like in first minute of a battle. If you push too hard, you simply gonna die. So there's no need to do this. And as you can see, I have some TDs at my back. I'm trying to just hold the line here, hold the reds, and I'm not really trying to push because this tank isn't meant to be pushed in. It's like there's no way you're gonna push in front of the reds and even tier 7s and you're gonna survive this. Simply there's no idea. And here's the troll bounce I told you. Probably he hit the gun or he hit the mantlet, and that's how I received the bounce. But when I watched, before I went this line, I watched the Bushkas, I think it was the Bushkas review on the tank, probably some other YouTubers also, but I haven't found much about this tank. And I was wondering why. Yeah, that's why. Because this tank is terrible at the beginning. But if you try to use it the way I use it, like very touchy, very feely, so you don't get exposed to enemy fire, you can be really effective in it. And that's the main idea about this tank, to just to sit back, use opportunities if you need, just to relocate and just snipe. And that's the way you should do it. As you can see, we are backing up, just trying to get as much space as we can between us and the enemies, and they are all one shots right now, so we're gonna try to get some space. And right now we have ammunition, yeah, a loader kilt or ammunition rack, but still we don't have any of the repair kits, so we need to handle this situation right now. As you can see, we can't push, we can't do much, and we reloaded, but I know there's T49 left, and if I push he can send me to garage with one shot. So I wasn't really keen on attacking him, but as my team is pushing, I decided to help them a bit, but not that much. It's 9 seconds more left and 90 seconds for the multi-purpose restoration pack, so I just decided to push on this side, just go straight past him. I have one shot in my barrel, so I decided just to roll around, put one shot into him, and go on the other side, and that's how we survive this. And now we repaired our tank, so I'm gonna hit him. Unfortunately, I hit the tracks, and my teammates are gonna finish him off, yeah, just before I reload. But still, we managed to do 2114 damage and block 730. So it was quite decent job. As you can see, we were at the back line. We had a first class batch, 3 kills, quite good, 1044 base XP, so not bad at all. And the second battle is Supremacy also, this time on Winter Malinovka, and I decided to push the medium flank because as you can see, they only have one medium and one light tank, and I assume that they will push on the other side but you will see in a moment that they decided to push this side and we will get surrounded by reds. But still, we are in position where we can just sit for a moment, get some shots in, get some spotting in. So if you need to, you can be a spotter, but I wouldn't really advise to be aggressive in this tank. Simply just try to hide, use your 10 degrees of the gun depression as I'm using, and just using this hard cover, this hill in front of me to just simply get my tank hidden from the enemy fire. So we're just gonna poke out a bit. We see the shot on the Helsing. We're just gonna clear him out and we're gonna back up. We haven't been spotted, which is good. We have another opportunity to shoot, so we clear another tank. Great, since we are like winning on it's on one tank, it's 6 on 5. I'm gonna push in because I had no other option right now. I wouldn't be able to pull back. Unfortunately, I will miss that shot. I have no idea what I did that I missed, but we're gonna try to hide from this IS-3 and just deal with this RU. So we're gonna just now try to get some more shots. There are at least one my teammates at the back, so we're gonna try to hide and try to get this last shot in, and we were able to, and pop gobs the turret and go straight into me. Great. And by the way, watch out for those turrets because they can drain your HP if they land on your tank. I noticed it for a few times and I don't really want to notice it again. So we are 4 kills, as you can see. And now I decided to, okay, let's try to get the A cap. If I have any shots available, I will try to deal with this IS. But before I came there, there's nothing to shoot at, so I decided just to sit at the back. There's a TD and there's a heavy. I have no idea what they are at the moment. But I decided just to cap the base, get some more XP points to get some decent amount of XP, because the battle itself wasn't really bad. We did some frontline, unusual for this tank, but we survived it with over 600 hit points, which is great. And before I capped, my team dealt with the enemy. So we got the second class, 4 kills, 1332 damage, top gun, and as you can see, we got 831 base XP, which was quite nice for this game, I think. And now we're gonna proceed to the next battle. This battle is on the Canal. And I decided to push the medium flank. They have 2 mediums, 2 TDs and 3 heavies. We have 3 heavies, 2 mediums and 2 TDs, so the matchmaker did this job to deal with the teams, let's say, at least at the number of exact same classes of tanks. So as I always do in this tank, I'm not pushing in. I'm trying to get some spots at the beginning, but I'm not really pushing in too hard, and that's why the mobility comes in. It sucks, but it sucks in that manner. You can you can't really get yourself into trouble that easily. So yeah, we're gonna just try to reset the camo. I'm trying to do it as much as possible, resetting the camo. Every time I get spotted, I will try to back up a bit, sit here and try to reset my camo so I won't get hit again. And I'm using all these bushes, as you can see. I'm using all those bushes here. Unfortunately, we only damaged the optics, but we did the spot, so we have received a bonus of assistant damage. And we're gonna simply just try to put one into the mode 1, and then we're gonna just try to get some more shells from this position, because this position gives you advantage of height. That's one thing. Gives you decent camo because of those bushes, so you can't get spotted that easily. And on the other hand, as you can see, I'm using my gun depression so I can put some shots in and clear the enemies, which is the best thing to do. So basic skills with this tank: don't get rushed, So don't rush yourself, don't get rushed by the enemies. So don't stay in the front line, try to hide as much as possible, try to minimize the damage you will receive, because this tank, the only armor of this tank is its hit point pool. So we're trying to get some more shots in. As you can see, there's 3 enemy left. We all know where they are, so you have to be map aware and try to simply know, you have to know where are the enemies, because if you push too hard, too far, you will get demolished really fast. Because simply this tank can't handle big guns. Like if there's ISU in front of you, or Object 704, or any type of big gun, you will simply just gonna evaporate real quickly. So try to avoid being under direct fire of the enemies. We're gonna sit here more or less to the end of the battle, because there's no need to move from here. We have it covered, so tried to make some more damage, but I wasn't able to. Still, we made quite nice game, and of course I think it was a second class again. Yeah, it was a second class, and 867 base XP for encounter battle. I think that's quite nice. And the last battle is on Campilla, or other known as Castilla. As a TD, you will sit at the ridge, or you will sit at the TD spots on the left, on the right side. But as a medium or light tank, basically this side is meant for you, because you can go in the middle and spot for your team, and do some good stuff from the middle, because you can shoot on the left side and on the right side, but not in tank like this. I wouldn't really recommend you to go straight in the middle in the STA. Same reason as usual, you will get demolished really fast. And I'm gonna take a risky maneuver here. I can see only the Panther, but I see my team is on the other side, so they can give me some crossfire. So I'll try to sneak on this side simply to get some spots, and we go and spot the Type 59, put one shell into him, and my team from the other side is giving me a support fire, which is great. So we're gonna deal with him, and then we can do some more things and do more spotting. As you can see, we spotted Mod 1, which is not looking our way, so I decided to push on him. Our team is giving us support fire again, and suddenly, hello Lever. So yeah, back up. I don't want to face the Lever. Lever is a great tank with great gun and great penetration, but even if he had the worst gun ever with the worst penetration, he would easily pen me with HE. So the Reds heavies are overextended, and they left their self alone here. So we're gonna try to deal some damage to them, clear them, and this will help us to win this battle, simply because if we clear the guns, it's easier to handle the situation. As you can see, we are trying not to get shot, we're not trying to get focused. So if the enemies are focusing us, we're trying to stay at the back, stay where there's no enemy fire around. So thankfully, this IS-3 just put one shot into him, into us, and was more interested in this Type 59 because he was closer. It was a bigger threat to him than me. But we're gonna just go down here, try to get close, and as you can see, I received the shot from the back, so I know the Scorpion G at the back. So we're gonna just get behind and close to this IS. He's on a reload, so we're gonna hide, put ourselves in the situation where the buildings in front of us, so this Scorpion G won't get us, because we are a one shot to him even with AP shell, and the player is good. So I decided not to push in, trying to give my teammate a bit of support here. Unfortunately, we are missing all the shots because the Scorpion G simply knows what he's doing. He has a hard cover and he's moving back and forward, so it's really hard to hit him. So that's the STA, boys and girls. If you like to be a part of my channel, join my Discord, send me your replays, your mastery replays, your awesome replays, your funny moments. If you want to be part of my little bits, moments, videos. And that's all for this episode. Help me reach the 100 subscribers because I have prepared something special for you when we hit that magical 100 subscribers. And thank you all for being with me. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment, and catch you all on the battlefield. Till next time. Bye bye.